The Senators have won a game. And on top of that, the Eastern Conference wildcard race is tightening up. Red Wings continue to win. Habs have gotten a couple of victories. Jackets continue to find victories. Bruins have ended their losing streak. We'll get to all of those games from the past little while coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the End-to-End Hockey channel. Now before we get into this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe below. Thank you all your support. We're never too without you guys, so if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. And if you leave a comment down in the comment section below, so you can also see today's video. So lots of intriguing matchups that happened over the weekend that saw Ottawa, Boston, Detroit, Montreal, and Columbus, amongst others, get a couple of massive victories to keep pace in a very heated wildcard race. So get to all those games here from our past couple days. We saw 5 games happen over on Friday, 15 games happen over on Saturday, and 5 more games happen over on Sunday. So get to all those games here. First, we saw the Detroit Red Wings score 3 unanswered goals over on Friday and held on to beat Chicago 5-3 as they have won 6 straight and improved to 19-18-4. So for a team who was one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference and 5 games below 500, they're now above 500. So very good stuff there for Detroit as they reach the halfway mark. While Chicago falls to 14-26-2. Bad stuff there for Chicago. For the Red Wings, Kane had 3 assists against his old team. Raymond, DeBrincat, and Casper all had goal and assists. And Johansson, who scored his first career NHL goal, and Kopp both also scored for Red Wings in the win, while Teravainen scored twice and Donato also scored for the Hawks in the loss. So a bad loss there from Chicago as they falter and lose to Detroit. Then we saw Carolina Hurricanes open the scoring and shut out Vancouver 2-0 as the Hurricanes have won 3 of 4, 4 of 6 and improved to 26-15-2, while the Canucks have lost 4 straight, 6 of 7 and fall to 18-13-10 at the halfway point. Canucks are not doing overly good right now. For the Hurricanes, Stahl had a goal and assists, Svechnikov also scored, and Tokarski stopped all 14 shots he faced in the show and win for the Hurricanes. Very fantastic performance there from Tokarski, and the Canucks falter yet again. Then we saw Montreal Canadiens blow a 3rd period lead but recovered and took down the Washington Capitals 3-2 in overtime as they've won 3 straight, 9 of 11 and improved to 20-18-3. Canadiens are heating up. While Washington Capitals still have a 6-game point streak but fall at 27-10-5, so bad stuff there for Washington. For the Canadiens, Caulfield had a goal and an assist, and Anderson Suzuki had the 0-2 winner. Both also scored for the Canadiens in the win, while Eller and Chicken were 2 goal scorers for the Capitals in the loss. So a really close, tightly contested game, but the Canadiens come away on top again. Then we saw the LA Kings blow a 3rd period lead but recovered, and thanks to this goal here from Adrian Kempe in overtime, the Kings were able to take down the Winnipeg Jets 2-1 as they have a 5-game win streak of point in 9 of 10 and improved to 24-10-5. Kings are heating up as of right now, while the Winnipeg Jets have lost 4 of 5 and fall to 28-12-3. Bad stuff there for Winnipeg. For the Kings, Kempe had a goal which was the 0-2 winner and an assist. Turcotte also scored, and Kemper stopped 18-19 shots he faced in the win, while Shea was one goal scorer for the Jets in the loss. So a bad loss there from Winnipeg, faltering at the hands of the mighty LA Kings. The last game we saw over on Friday was between the Utah Hockey Club and San Jose as Utah overcame an early deficit and were able to score late to take a 2-1 victory over the San Jose Sharks as they have a point in 3 of 4 and improved to 18-16-7, while the Sharks have lost 10 of 12 and fall to 13-25-6. Bad loss there for San Jose. For Utah, Hayden and Schmalz were 2 goal scorers, and Vince Milko stopped 18-19 shots he faced in the win for Utah, while Zyerland was the lone goal scorer for the Sharks in the loss. So a bad loss there for San Jose as they falter. So those are all the 5 games we saw over on Friday. Going over to the 15 we saw over on Saturday. First, it was a really good back and forth game. The Bruins would blow a late lead with only 2 seconds left as the Panthers would tie it, sent to overtime. But then in overtime, thanks to this goal here in the dying seconds of overtime from David Pastrnak, the Boston Bruins would end their 6-game losing streak and beat the Florida Panthers 4-3 in overtime as they improved to 21-19-5, while the Panthers have a point in 3 of 4 but do fall to 25-15-3. Bad stuff there for Florida. For the Bruins, Pastrnak had 3.8, 2 goals including the 0-2 winner and an assist. Geekie had a goal and an assist. Lohrei had 2 assists, and Wallstrom versus the Bruin also scored for the Bruins in the win, while Reinhart scored twice and Rodriguez also scored for the Panthers in the overtime loss. So an intriguing game between these 2 teams, these 2 heated rivals, but the Bruins would come away on top in this one. Then we saw the Ottawa Senators open the scoring and shut out the Pittsburgh Penguins 5-0 as they've ended their 4-game losing streak and improved to 20-18-3. That's a massive win. That is the win the Ottawa Senators needed. While the Pittsburgh Penguins have their 4-game point streak end, have lost 5 of 6 and fall to 18-18-8. Lots of 8s in the Pittsburgh Penguins record over on Saturday. For the Senators, Giroux had 3 assists, Pinto scored twice, Clevin, Stützle, and Batherson also scored, and Levi Merilainen stopped saw all 29 shots he faced in the shutout, his first career shutout, and the victory for Ottawa. Ottawa may have found their long-term backup behind Ullmark with Marilyn, and he's looking great right now. So a very fantastic win there from Ottawa as they shut out the Pittsburgh Penguins. Then we saw Buffalo Sabres open up a 2-goal lead, but blew it as Seattle scored 6 unanswered goals, and the Kraken are able to take down Buffalo 6-2 as they have ended their 4-game losing streak and improved to 18-22-3. Kraken still in a rough position, but that was a massive win. While Buffalo's lost 4 of 6 and fall 16-22-5. Buffalo is losing hope from making the playoffs day by day. For Seattle, Krakow scored twice. McCann, Stevenson, and Mahura all had 2 assists, and Evans, Burakovsky, Bjorkstrand, and Tanev also scored for the Kraken in the win, while Petrarca had 2 assists and Lafferty and Quinn were 2-goal scorers for the Sabres in the loss. So a bad loss there from Buffalo. Then we saw the Columbus Blue Jackets open up a 2-goal lead and held on to beat St. Louis 2-1 as they have won 4 straight, 7 of 9, and improved to 20-17-6, still remaining in a playoff spot. While the St. Louis Blues have now lost 3 of 4 and fall at 20-20-4 on the year. Bad stuff there for St. Louis. For the Jackets, Fantilli and Sillinger were 2-goal scorers, and Greaves stopped 31 of 32 shots he faced in the win for the Jackets, while Parayko's 1-goal scorer for the Blues in the loss. So a bad loss there for St. Louis as they falter and lose some ground in the wildcard race. Then we saw the Winnipeg Jets open the scoring and shut out the Colorado Avalanche 3-0 as they have a 3-game point streak of pointing 8 of 10 and improved to 29-12-3, nearing the 30-win mark, while the Colorado Avalanche have fallen to 26-17-1. Bad stuff there for Colorado. For the Jets, Ehlers scored twice, Scheifele also scored, and Hellebuck stopped all 22 shots he faced in the shutout and win for the Jets, while the Avalanche falter like we said, so a bad loss there from Colorado. Then we saw the Vancouver Canucks, exactly the same as the Winnipeg Jets, open the scoring, shut out the Toronto Maple Leafs 3-0. As they've ended their 4-game losing streak, have appointed 7 of 10 and improved to 19-13-10, nearing the 20-win mark, while the Maple Leafs fall at 27-15-2. Bad stuff there for Toronto. For the Canucks, Hughes had a goal and an assist, Myers had 2 assists, Sherwood and Beathard both also scored, and Lankinen stopped all 20 shots he faced in the shutout and win for the Canucks. So a couple of Canadian teams getting some massive shutout victories in Vancouver and Winnipeg. Then we saw the Edmonton Oilers overcome multiple 2-goal deficits and scored 3 unanswered goals to come from behind and down the Chicago Blackhawks for a 3, as they've won 5 of 6 and improved to 26-13-3. Oilers are gaining on the Knights for the top spot in the Pacific Division, while the Hawks have lost 3 of 4, 8 of 10, and fall 14-27-2. Bad stuff there for Chicago. For the Oilers, Puck Colson had a goal and an assist, Drysdale had 2 assists, and Perry, Hyman, and Henrique also scored for the Oilers in the win, while Teravainen and Foligno both had a goal and an assist, and Donato also scored for the Blackhawks in the loss. So a bad loss there from Chicago as they falter at the hands of the Oilers. Then we saw New Jersey Devils blow a late third-period lead but recovered and beat the Tampa Bay Lightning in overtime 3-2 as they have a 3-game point streak and improved to 26-15-4, while the Bolts have a 3-game point streak, have lost 5 of 7 and fall to 22-15-3. Bad stuff there for Tampa. For the Devils, Jack Hughes had a goal and an assist, Brett had 2 assists, and Nosen, who had the OT winner, and Palat both also scored for Devils in the win, while Kucherov and Hemingway were 2-goal scorers for the Bolts in the loss. So a bad loss there from Tampa as they fall at the hands of the Devils. Then we saw Philadelphia Flyers open the scoring, and a game where the Philadelphia Flyers fans were giving it to Cutter Gauthier, still sour after that trade where he was dealt to Anaheim. The Flyers would destroy the Anaheim Ducks 6-0, including this goal here from Jimmy Drysdale against his old Anaheim Ducks team, Rolling Coast Sportsnet, but Drysdale was able to make it 2-0. Eventually, it would be a 6-0 Philadelphia win as they've ended their 4-game losing streak and improved to 18-20-5, while the Ducks have lost 3 straight and fall to 17-20-5. So bad stuff there for the Anaheim Ducks. For the Flyers, Konechny had 4 assists. Tippett, Frost, Paling, Hathaway, and Drysdale all had a goal and an assist, and Minchkov also scored, with Urson stopping all 22 shots he faced in the shutout and victory for Philadelphia. So impressive performance there from Philadelphia as they demolished the Anaheim Ducks. Then we saw Dallas Stars overcome an early deficit and took down the Montreal Canadiens 2-1 in a shootout as they have a 7-game win and 9-game point streak and improved to 27-13-1 at the halfway point of the year, while the Montreal Canadiens had their 3-game win streak end, now have a 4-game point streak and fall to 20-18-4. Bad stuff there for Montreal. For the Stars, Ben was the lone regulation goal scorer, Robertson the lone show goal scorer, and Andrews stopped 30 of 31 shots he faced in the win for the Stars, while Laine was the lone regulation goal scorer for Montreal, and Montembeault stopped 34 of 35 shots he faced in the loss for Montreal. So a bad loss there for Montreal, but they do keep their point streak going. Then we saw the Washington Capitals score 3 unanswered goals and took down the Nashville Predators 4-1 as they have a 7-game point streak and improved to 28-10-5, while the Predators have lost 5 of 7 and fall 13-22-7 on the year. Bad stuff there for Nashville. For the Capitals, Ovechkin had a a goal. He's now 22 away from Gretzky's record. And assist, Wilson, Mangiapane, and Frank, who scored his first NHL goal, also scored. And Thompson stopped 32 with 36 shots he faced in the win for the Capitals, while Forsberg was the lone goal scorer for Predators in the loss. The Capitals are exceeding expectations to the highest of levels. Capitals fans must be ecstatic with how well that team is playing right now. Then we saw the Islanders overcome an early deficit, scored a very late game winner, and beat Utah 2-1, as they've won 3 straight and improved to 17-18-7. Islanders are almost at 500, while Utah has lost 3 of 4, 8 of 10, and fallen to 18-17-7. So bad loss there for Utah. For the Islanders, Nelson and Barzal both had a goal and an assist. Lee had 2 assists, and Holberg, who stopped 21 of 22 shots he faced in the win, his first with the Islanders, was the solid backbone behind that win for the Islanders. Will Schmaltz was the lone goal scorer for the Utah in the loss, so a bad loss there from Utah. Then we saw Minnesota Wild jump out to a 2-goal lead and held on to beat San Jose 3-1, as they've won 5 of 6 and improved to 27-12-4, while the San Jose Sharks have lost 3 straight, 11 of 13, and fall 13-26-6. It'll be interesting to see what happens first. Sharks hit the 15-win mark or the 30 regulation loss mark. It'll be interesting to see that. For the Wild, Zuccarello had 3.8, goal, 2 assists. Boldy had a goal and an assist. Rossi also scored, and Fleury stopped 36 of 37 shots he faced in the win for the Wild, while Eklund was the lone goal scorer for the Sharks in the loss. So a bad loss there from San Jose. Then we saw the Rangers overcome an early deficit, stormed back and beat Vegas 2-1, as they have a 4-game point streak and improved to 20-20-2, while the Knights fall to 28-11-3. Bad loss there from Vegas as they lose to both New York teams over the past little while. For the Rangers, Trocheck and Edstrom were 2 goal scorers, and Shesterkin stopped 29 of 30 shots he faced in the win for the NYR, while Stone was the lone goal scorer for Vegas in the loss. So a bad loss there. Narrow game, but the Knights continue to lose yet again. And the final game we saw over on Saturday was between the Flames and the Kings, as the Flames overcome an early deficit and beat LA 2-1, as they improved to 20-14-7 at the halfway point, while the Kings had their 5-game win streak snap and fall to 24-11-5. Bad stuff there for Los Angeles. For the Flames, Coronado had a goal and an assist. Hubert also scored, and Wolf stopped 31 of 32 shots he faced in the win for Calgary. Wolf does absolutely fantastic on home ice for Calgary, while for the Los Angeles, Mover was lone goal scorer for the Kings in the loss. So an intriguing game there, but Calgary comes away with their 20th win of the year. Those were the 15 games we saw over on Saturday, going with the 5 we saw yesterday on Sunday. First, we saw the Detroit Red Wings go to a really early 4-goal lead and destroyed Seattle 6-2, as they have won 7 straight and improved to 20-18-4, while the Kraken have lost 5 of 6, 10 of 13, and folded 18-23-3. Bad stuff there for Seattle. For the Red Wings, Gustafsson, Larkin, Kane, and Kasper all had a goal and an assist. Sider, Raymond, Tarasenko all had 2 assists, and Comfer and DeBrincat both also scored for the Red Wings in the win, while Schwartz had 2 assists, and Bjorkstrand and Beniers were the 2 goal scorers for the Kraken in the loss. So an intriguing game there, but like we said, Detroit, they just continue to roll. Then we saw Tampa Bay Lightning blow a 3rd-period lead, but recovered and took down Pittsburgh 5-2, scoring the last 3 goals of the game, as they have a 4-game point streak, winning 3 of 4, and improved to 23-15-3, while the Pittsburgh Penguins have lost 6 of 7 and fall to 18-19-8. Bad stuff there for Pittsburgh. For the Bolts, Kucherov had 3.8 with 2 goals and an assist. Hagel and Strelly both had a goal and an assist. Gensel had 2 assists, and Paul also scored for the Lightning in the win, while Raquel had a goal and an assist, and Hayes also scored for the Penguins in the loss. So an intriguing game there, but the Penguins have lost back-to-back games. Not great stuff there for Pittsburgh. Then we saw the Ottawa Senators score 3 unanswered goals, including this goal here for Matthew Highmore on Uncle Square Sportsnet. It was Highmore's first as a member of the Ottawa Senators, and the Sens, thanks to Marilainen, would hold on and beat the Dallas Stars 3-2, as they have a point in 3 of 4 and improved to 21-18-3, keeping pace for a wildcard position, while Dallas Stars have their 7-game win and 9-game point streak end, and they fall to 27-14-1 on the year. Bad stuff there for Dallas. For Ottawa, Highmore, who scores first as a member of the Senators, Norris and Stützle were 3 goal scorers for the Senators in the win, while Dodonov had a goal and an assist, and Robertson also scored for the Stars in the loss. So an impressive game there, but Ottawa comes away victorious. Then we saw the Anaheim Ducks blow a 2-goal lead, but recovered and beat the Carolina Hurricanes in overtime 3-2, as they've ended a 3-game losing streak and improved to 18-20-5, while the Hurricanes now have a 3-game point streak, a point in 7 of 9, but fall at 26-15-3. Bad stuff there for Carolina. For the Ducks, Gauthier scored twice, including the OT winner, while Combe had 2 assists, and Harkins, who scores first as a member of Anaheim, also scored for the Ducks in the win, while Natchez had 2 assists, and Svechnikov and Jarvis were 2 goal scorers scores for the Carolina Hurricanes in the loss. So a bad loss there from Carolina as they nearly were able to beat the Anaheim Ducks. And the last game we saw over on Sunday was between the Vegas Golden Knights and Minnesota, as Vegas scored 4 unanswered goals and came from behind to take down Minnesota 4-1, as they've won 4 of 6 and improved to 29-11-3, while the Wild fall to 27-13-4 on the year. Best of there for Minnesota. For the Knights, Dorofeev had 3 point night, 2 goals and an assist. Hurdle had a goal and an assist. Stone and Theodore both had 2 assists. Kolesar also scored, and Hill stopped 15 of 16 shots he faced in the win for Vegas, while Hartman was a lone goal scorer for the Wild in the loss. So a bad loss there for Minnesota as they lose ground in the Central Division. So lots of intriguing matchups from our past couple of days that saw a lot of interesting game action. So just to recap here, we still have 5 teams in the East over 50 points. That's the Devils, Canes, Capitals, Panthers, and Maple Leafs. The Bolts are now climbing a little bit ahead of the pack in the wildcard race as they are at 3rd in the Atlantic with 49 points. Then you have 47-point Boston, first wildcard, 46-point Columbus, second wildcard, 45-point Ottawa is back in it and only a point out of a playoff spot. 44-point Detroit, Montreal, and Pittsburgh are not too far behind of a playoff spot. 42-point Rangers are not too far out of a playoff spot either, and then the Islanders and Flyers have gone back up to 41 points and are only 5 out of a playoff spot. So East continues to be a really heated conference for a wildcard position. Meanwhile, in the West, you still have 7 teams: Colorado, Edmonton, LA, Vegas, Dallas, Minnesota, Winnipeg, all have above 50 points, with Winnipeg and Vegas having over 60. Then you have Vancouver at 48 points in the second wildcard position, being followed by 47-point Calgary, 44-point St. Louis, 43-point Utah, and 41-point Anaheim. So still a really tight race, but definitely not as tight as the Eastern Conference is right now. So definitely some interesting playoff races happening over the NHL. So definitely, after you guys' thoughts on all of that, down in the comment section below. And were any surprises to you? Was Ottawa beating Dallas a little bit of a surprise? Was Utah losing to NYI? Was NYR being Vegas? Was Boston being Florida a little bit of a surprise? Was Detroit being Chicago? Was Utah being San Jose? Definitely, after you guys' thoughts on all those games, down in the comment section below. That's all I'm going to talk for today. Remember to like this video. If you're liking, subscribe down below. Thank you all for your support. We're now to without you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to comment down in the comment section below. So I'll discuss in this video. I also do a blog to prevent news, rumors, analysis. Stuff like that. So check that out. Leave a link down in the description below. And can't see you guys all for next video. See you guys soon.